Okay, so we've talked a lot about stories. That is, of course, a huge part of what Russell Brunson talks about. You'll hear him say over and over again, hook, story, offer. And notice how many times he uses stories to get your attention. I'm even starting to notice how often, when I listen to my pastor, how often he tells stories to make a point. So this is just going to open your eyes in lots of different ways. So we're doing the introduction now. And I absolutely love his potato gun story. It makes me laugh every time I hear it, to think about like that's how he got his start. And the part that I thought was really, well, a lot of things are profound, but especially when he talks about that once he started looking, he knew more about potato guns than 95% of the people in the world. I bet that percentage is even higher because I don't know anyone that knows anything about potato guns. But he became the expert in potato guns, and so people were willing to pay to find out what he knew. You know, people will be willing to pay money to shorten the learning curve for themselves, because money can speed up the learning process because you have already paved the way for them by going through the slow process, sometimes the hard process of learning things. So what we're going to do is take that process and escalate it, make it faster for other people who are going to pay for our expertise. And again, you might have insecurities at the beginning, thinking like, I'm not good enough, I'm not an expert enough. All you have to know, you have to be just one step ahead of the people that you're leading. And so once you think about your area that you know more about than most people, then you just need to stay a little bit ahead of them. And because you are actually presenting, and because you are broadcasting every day and putting yourself out there, just by the sheer force of you being willing to put yourself out there, people will be drawn to you, and people will look at you as a leader in this space just because you're publishing every day. So, I mean, this is a pretty self-explanatory section, but I love at the very end when he talks about how, yeah, potato guns aren't really going to probably change people's lives in drastic ways, but think about the things that you might know that could change people's health, change their relationships as a result of their health, or change them financially, which have a huge ripple effect, not just on their lives, but on future generations. So there's a lot of power in what we know. So it is, it's like our responsibility to lead with the knowledge that we have and impact other people's lives. And then I love the quote from Zig Ziglar at the end. I've heard this several times before. You will get all that you want in life if you help enough other people to get what they want. And that's what we are going after with this. So we're going to dive in.